Here we are, in Boss's Somnium. Rather, Rohan's second Somnium. Unless we're wrong. It's the chemical plant in Kawasaki. There are doors everywhere and multiple floors. It is a maze of machinations. The truth is hidden, ever so deeply hidden through all these complicated comings and goings. Thus the structure of the Somnium. Cool, huh? We're obviously working our way towards the end.
Speaking of complicated machinations, where are the Bittersweet Gamers?
6.5 out of 10. I'll take that. It's positive.
Speaking of 6.5 out of 10, where are the Bittersweet Gamers?
Okay, you've made your point. I'm the opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Real-time puzzle solving. Let's do this. But first we're gonna reload, because why do you want all this time to pass while we're blathering?
Speaking of time passing while we're blathering, where are the Bittersweet Gamers?
Okay, that's enough. Knock it off.
Well, the only door we have access to right now is C.
Let's do it.
Door C.
Okay.
I do not like that.
We're gonna hold on to our 1 second timey. We'll save that for when we need it. We really shouldn't be just opening the dang door. Hopefully it'll let us go through. So why don't we... I'm trying to decide if it'd be better to spend 20 seconds to get a 1/6 to turn a 60 second into a 10 second later, or just spend the 10 seconds to... kick open the door with a 1/3 timey. Puzzle solving.
Okie dokie. Hurry-ah!
That might have been a little much.
No, it wasn't. It was fine. We're doing this for a reason, man. Engage with the game.
And we didn't get a negative timey.
Right.
Oh, we're on the second floor again.
So this should be C prime.
Yes.
We leave the second floor
Right.
and come right back to it? This is confusing.
But that's why we have a map.
I would also like to point out that the fact that the doors that they connect to are called prime might be of some importance, because when discussing multiple timelines and things of that nature, the original world line is often referred to as the prime timeline or prime world line.
Well, I'm not sure what that significance would be, but...
Well, because we're dealing with the prime killer? You don't even care, do you?
Maybe I should. I nearly choked.
Speaking of choking, where are the Bittersweet Gamers?
I guess I asked for that. I can't really complain, can I? So from here, we have access to a shelf and some more doors and a drum.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
I'm working on it!
A bookshelf. There is an obvious wire tied to it.
Oh yeah, this was the second middle lock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We could use that 1 second to slide in the gap, you know.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Suck on it!
Strategery!
Roger.
This had better be good. Are you serious?
Huh?
Okay, I thought nothing was gonna happen. You can do it!
I believe in you!
I suppose it isn't possible.
But our one timey.
What do we get in return? Well, that stinks.
It wasn't even that funny.
Yeah, what's up with these 999 second red herrings?
Oh? 999, is it?
Well, that is kind of amusing, I guess, but I don't see any other connection. Try pushing it. This was what the second...
Yeah, the second mental lock was the shelves blocking this door. Yeah, take that.
It is no use. I am not powerful enough to move it.
So, you're too weak. Got it.
What are we supposed to do then?
Yes, you're right. I am too weak.
Oh, don't be mean to her right now.
Oh, sorry, Iba.
Oh, wait, no. We don't have to worry about that. She's dying on the other route, so we can be mean to her here.
No, it's all right. It is the truth.
You don't have to say something just to make me happy.
I am just a lowly artificial intelligence.
Yep, that's right. No, I'm just teasing.
You jerk. Well, let's see what else we can interact with.
We have 2 doors accessible, E and E prime. What a lovely waste of time. So that means whenever we're done with what we're doing, we've got to go there to door D.
Yeah, presumably looking at whatever's behind the shelves is going to give us the next key, because that seems to be how it is.
So there's a wire or something? Well, let's look at the steel drum.
Yes.
There's a wire. Okay,
An oil
great.
drum hung with wire.
Seems like pushing this thing off is what's going to lift the shelves.
Seems good to me. Get out of here. We need a lock. There you go. You're not that weak.
Oh,
Although
Guess you should check that door.
I'm concerned by how much stuff we have to do. Even though the time numbers are small, there's like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
God only knows what we'll have to do to get through the last one.
we just better not waste any time.
We're doomed.
I know, we already used that one-timey.
a rusted metal door.
Son of A. So we needed to use that one-timey here?
Yeah, that would appear to be because there's no other way to win.
Retry ho!
Now that we safely have our one timey left back,
Who's in here?
so I should use the timey here, right?
Billy,
Yeah.
if you ever have this problem with timies again, I am going to kill you. So I've been doing the logistics with timies, as I believe I've said before, but I think I may have actually turned Billy into someone who doesn't even consider that they exist.
What exists?
Very good.
It does not appear to be locked.
Yep.
As expected, each one is going to be a different victim.
And that's why the puzzle solution involved a cord suspended from the ceiling.
Oh, you're right, okay.
Because the first one involved an ice pick.
So that means that the next victim
again.
is going to be Iris.
And it's probably going to involve either ice or a saw.
Yeah, the saw, yeah.
So we can't just grab one. We have to be careful.
Right, so we look for the one with the watch. So that means don't move and look for the one with the watch instead of walk around to make sure that time passes really fast.
Okay, I understand.
I know that's what you want to do.
It's true.
No. Why do the keys have to be in different locations?
Okay, when did he die? Because that's going to be the one we need to grab.
I believe it was 8 p.m.
Of course it's the one! All the hecking way over there, but...
That's where we need to go.
Yes, that's right next to the door we need to go through.
Now we need to get rid of the times 10 timey, so why don't we check one of the jump doors?
Oh, you mean this door that leads to itself?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Door E.
Yeah!
Yes!
We got this!
You can't fool us! More than once.
Yeah, you can certainly fool us. Is that the one?
That's the one.
It's a key with a watch beside it. The hands indicate 8 o'clock.
I hope we're right. Woo!
Is this the correct answer?
Saturday night at 8 matches Renju's estimated time of death.
This is really neat. I like this. We just have to try really hard.
And the way we're catching it, way we're going through it, is by remembering the details of the murders.
This really makes the left side of the flowchart kind of have some more value, I think. I quite like this. Okay, so yeah, we go through door D.
D is written on the tag. Let's go, Date.
Are you happy, Damon? D.
It is a D door. Something terrible is gonna happen, Pat. Iris is gonna die beyond the D door. Why are you looking at me?
Oh, that's true.
Maybe we should go look over there, you know, onto the walkway where the oil drums are lined up, providing a path.
You know, there's a certain logic to that. Yeah!
That was worth it.
What?
Now we don't gotta look for it anymore.
There's only one that we don't have. Guess we ought to go back and get it.
I will try the key.
Yeah, try it.
It opened.
Well, that's where we're going to see
This
Iris's
door
death.
too.
And behind the ice door.
Now, it's possible that we might have to deal with Ota or something. I don't know if we will or not.
It just depends on if the game considers him.
Yeah, we'll know immediately whether we have to deal with Ota or So.
We saw that door 3 was frozen. And there's a pipe right next to it.
Uh-huh.
And there's a control panel right next to it. So I'm just gonna put 2 and 2 together and get 5. We probably have to access the control panel to make the steam from the pipe melt the ice on the door.
That makes sense to me. Hopefully we don't have to go to the pipe to be able to select the right thing at the control panel. But we might, though.
You're right.
Like maybe we have to bend the pipe.
Yeah, maybe we have to turn it so it's facing the door.
You want to try looking first? Or just hit the control panel?
Let's hit up the control panel.
Okay.
I'll see if I can spot it from a distance with my eagle vision.
Do it!
Ah! That wasn't an eagle, I'm sorry. Aha! The pipe's not pointing at the door. So let's go to the
You
pipe
have
first.
3 minutes, Date.
Shut up! We're working on it!
A broken pipe. Steam is leaking out.
If we can do something to it, then it'd be kicking it, right?
Yes.
That's if.
I'm thinking maybe the control panel might turn the pipe, and this might just be a way to burn off timing.
I hate wasting the time walking back and forth, but yeah, let's go back to the control panel.
Rows of monitors and buttons.
Okay.
This appears to be old. I believe this computer controls the factory's electronics. It appears to require a key to activate.
Okay, this is how we're gonna be advancing.
Okay.
So for now, we cover the pipe.
yes.
Either cover or kick, right? If you cover it, it's gonna blow up, something like
Well,
that.
if you cover it, then it should spray outwards, like from the thing you're covering it with.
It's like stopping the pressure from coming out, so...
Ah, okay, I
need
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Well, then again, maybe kick? Well, neither takes much time, so it's gonna be one of them.
Well, let's kick it.
Yeah! Perfect!
Remember, this is violence. Violence is the answer to everything.
Excellent.
Oh, it's just as I calculated.
You were surprised, admit it.
A rusted metal door. Most of the ice is gone now.
999? You go through a door, there's 9 of them. 9 people, 9 hours.
How many doors have we gone through? Someone, quick, someone keep count.
I think I can open this door.
Oh, do we have to watch this again? Oh, thank you.
This key has control panel written on the tag.
Control panel? The one right there?
Please let us 1 second investigate it again. Okay, we've got a couple actions we're gonna have to take. And I don't remember what this one was.
It should have been the door at the bottom with all the mannequins lined up.
Yeah, you're right. Dang! Dang it, ding dong dang!
Well, I can
Pinkety-
investigate it again.
Oh, can you? Will it actually let you pick it?
Well, let's find out. See?
Oh, hooray!
This appears to be old.
That's better than me chanting ding dangity dong dong and such.
You please don't chant dong.
Okay. Since you said it,
Since I said dong?
can I just point out that one of the greatest lines in this game was Moma's, "What, you mean a dick?" Like that. That was really funny.
This moment brought to you by the letter D.
Go D yourself.
No.
There. Oh,
So?
Sejima, yes? Oh, no.
No, he's dead.
I see. If we move the scaffold, a new route appears.
Yeah, because we're kind of stuck the way it is. There's nowhere else for us to go according to the map.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move it.
Oh my gosh, we have to now select it and move it?
Rows of monitors
Why?
and buttons.
This is suspicious. It's either suspicious or the game understands how much time this is going to take. Well, let's just press the switch and see what happens.
Hey, it got stuck.
This button is indeed the one needed to move the scaffold, but
Huh. There might be another step we have to do first.
Okay, I guess rotate the key?
Sure, I don't see what that necessarily is gonna do, but let's just do it. It's 2 seconds. Cool. Thank you, Dream Logic.
It shrunk.
Okay, we'll just press the switch again.
Now we have to rotate it again.
Right.
Oh.
I see.
Ta-da!
It extended.
Now we can use the route to door B.
That means I just need to open the B prime door.
So now we can get to door F. Now to backtrack and chew up all of our time.
I'm nervous with how many 1 seconds they're giving us.
We've got a lot of actions to do.
And then we go back up through B prime.
And this was it, wasn't it?
Yes. Now we should have access to door F. It should be right over here. Yep.
Okay, so there's only the one more lock, so that means that this one is so.
Yeah.
Door F. This is the first time we've seen it.
Iba, use tackle!
Doria!
Get it? Cause door, yeah. I think I made that joke before too, also.
The first floor. This is the first time we've been here.
In the little area with all the mannequins.
That big door.
Is that where we're going?
If we can see what's in there, we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
think
that's
it
the
was.
final one.
Okay,
Because there's all the mannequins on the left lined up.
so what do we have around here? We have a ladder.
And the cord.
Cord.
Interesting to note, there is no door that we came out of. We cannot go back through door F prime.
We cannot go back, huh?
I'm betting it has something to do with those mannequins. So the ladder that's next to them is probably what we need to interact with.
An iron ladder.
Oh, no! Okay, we can either try and climb the stinking ladder or go look at the other thing.
Let's go look at the other thing.
A power cord. It is discharging sparks.
Is that going to be used? Oh, what is this horribleness? Okay, I don't see any of this being useful, do you? What we need to do is maybe to start a fire?
Well, here's the problem. We don't know anything about so circumstances, do we?
I was gonna say something similar, yeah.
Like in the other world lines, he got chopped up and stuck in a vase, but none of that is represented here. In this one, he just got shot.
So let's go climb the ladder and hope that our death is not imminent?
I agree.
I mean, it's gotta be climb, right?
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Damn you.
I passed through it. It must not be for climbing.
You had better give us another 1 second timey. Well, it's better than nothing. Do it. Lift? No, wait.
We can't interact with it, so doing anything with it, right?
I don't know if we can interact with it. I don't know. We only get one more option. Okay, we could get shocked. The cord. We could kick the cord.
Well, if it's not meant for climbing, we might still be able to interact with it somehow. Let's try lift.
Yeah, we might just have to retry.
Doria?
No use.
Darn
It
it!
is too heavy to lift.
That is not effective.
Less than 1 minute. Hurry!
A power cord. It is discharging sparks.
I just don't see what this has to do with getting the door open.
Well, maybe if you get shocked, Aibo will set fire to the boards.
Or maybe if we act as a circuit.
I mean, if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to backtrack, so.
Iba, I have asked you to do many, many things over the course of this adventure. You was shocked.
Date, we've known each other for a long time.
Were you?
I know that you are joking, but could you please consider the appropriate time and place?
Did you say you was shock? Are you trying to be like Fist of the North Star?
Yeah?
Okay. Just trying to make that clear. Because if you've never seen that, you would have no idea what Billy was talking about or why.
That's why you're here, buddy.
See, at least when I make obscure Gundam references, I laugh at myself. Also, they're not obscure. Let's do this.
You're seriously lecturing me right now?
Excuse me?
Sorry, ma'am.
You're not gonna do it? I thought that kind of made sense.
I guess we're gonna reload then.
Date!
You know, in a perfect world, we just use the built-in retry mechanic, which is faster and more honest than just reloading a save. But then we'd have to run all around again, and I don't really want to do that, do you?
No, not really.
So we reloaded a save, there you go. Okay, so we only have a couple actions. We just have to take those actions. We could kick the cord or something, or look at the ladder some more. There's only one other option we didn't pick.
I noticed that the mannequins are lined up like dominoes. So if we tackle the ladder, it could knock it down onto the mannequins and start a domino effect.
You know, that's a good point. Let's do it. We hadn't picked tackle on the ladder. That was it.
An iron ladder.
Iva, use tackle! Again!
Ready?
She's on the right side. Everything she did on the other side was on the other side. You see the side she was side.
I think Billy broke.
Ha ha!
And now fire started. I guess this is going to be better than starting a fire with Iba. All right, now if we get a 30-second timing, we just
This
waltz on
somnium
in.
is awfully dangerous.
Hey, that door. Maybe we can open that one now. Check it out.
Are you effing kidding me?
A rusted metal door.
The Somnium is a cruel mistress.
We're going to have to do it again to get the last bit of bonus data.
Maybe it won't be a 999? Oh.
I mean, we're going to succeed, but we're going to have to do this junk again.
Oh.
Oh, completionism. Let's do this.
Bam.
I'm going to open it.
Now, really what this whole Somnium did, was confirm that we are in the mind of the killer, and that the killer, the same person, did murder every person.
Yeah.
Now, we've already figured out past that unless we're wrong, which, you know, we might be.
That's... Iba, return to the control room on the 3rd floor.
At once.
And now we're going to see it's a different person every time. Because before it was the blued out, homunculus sort of thing.
Revealed to be...
Yup!
As we thought. The chain was just too obvious, isn't the word I want to use, but everything seemed to point towards there being a chain, like it had to be.
Yeah.
Victory lap. Yuppers. So it has been confirmed that it is both the same killer and a different body. Which only means...
What the hell is going on?
Oh no. There's the sync machine in the back! The evil one!
Date, what are you doing? 6 minutes are up!
Wait! Hitomi is...
Date, you can't go any longer! Force shutdown!
No!
Uh-oh!
Does that mean that he did the jump, but didn't, but put the eye back in so that it's actually Hitomi that he's in? Is that what that's trying to say? But Boss still has her eye, so he'd have lost his memories if everything was working the way our theory it works.
Well, now is not the time for this, but this is in the killer's mind. That's where Hitomi is, but that's not where Boss or Bob Ross or Rohan or whatever is. Boss is right here.
Yeah, okay.
More importantly,
Day 5, Tuesday.
Ihai. If Date was in there too long, doesn't that mean that he just swapped?
In Ota Somnium, he stayed too long, and they forced shut down to make sure that didn't happen, so wouldn't that be the same thing?
We're about to find out.
I took a look around your head.
Okay, looks like the force shutdown worked.
And I discovered something.
Oh, thank goodness.
Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okiura, Iris Sagan.
And the way she's acting, like her body language.
I was about to say that myself.
And So Sejima. Who was responsible for these murders?
She's just languid and enjoying the body.
And like, she's got that finger twitch.
Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick.
The finger twitch was also on with the left hand, not the right.
Uh-huh.
Renju was strangled to death by Iris. So cut open Iris's body. But who shot So? It was you. In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people.
Regardless of what we were thinking about or what we were assuming occurred at any given point, what the game has just told us is, after finding out that minds can be swapped, we go over here and find proof that all the murders were committed by the people that we thought committed them. Which leads the player to go, oh, so there's a swap.
Yeah.
Who is the person? We know that Shoko was visiting 89 in Fuchu prison.
Right.
It's not implausible that Shoko visited Rohan.
Right, 'cause she had a tie to the Kumakuras also and all that stuff.
And she was already visiting people that she didn't know who were involved in this for some reason. Or, I guess the Shoko that was visiting 89 was Rohan. Anyway, we don't know the beginning, is a point. We've just assumed the circumstances.
That's really what we need to make it all fit in, is the beginning where it started.
Yep.
There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit.
Which is why we saw all of them in that person's mind.
One person. And that person is...
Ha! That one person is the desk.
No, I think it's the pipes. That person is...
Well, I guess you would say it's you.
Yeah, that's the only answer it could be. It's you!
Yes. You. The person in front of me right now.
Uh-huh.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No.
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
Uh-huh.
Can you at least try to make sense?
All right, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there.
How does he know that?
He
shouldn't know that here.
Hey, you're right! He didn't visit that in this timeline. He did see the sync machine in the Somnium.
Oh, that's probably maybe what it was. It's like, the thing is, though, is regardless of Date, the player knows it's there, so...
Yeah.
You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
Date doesn't have that information here, either.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced.
Yeah, because the egg analogy was done in the other side, too.
Right.
Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain. Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris. After that, into So. Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse.
And now he has to admit that it's inside Boss.
Now, you're in Boss's body. Inside her head.
I mean, that of course means that the real boss has died.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes, I am the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings. I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer.
Suspect.
I guess that does mean that in the Mizuki ending...
Yeah, because when we killed So, that was when Rohan, or whoever, was inside of him.
Right.
Yeah,
So
he hadn't had a chance to switch, so it would have been over.
that really would have been over.
Who was inside Iris during the interrogation Sunday?
Same person.
That was me.
Couldn't you tell from the Somnium?
You imitate her well.
Yeah, like
From
I
the
said.
way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too, you almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that.
Possibly because it is that body, you do still have a lot of that person there. Might be that.
Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality.
Because like the way that your brain is hardwired, it is to your body, so...
Yeah.
It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism.
I see. That is a very good term.
The one transferring is the parasite, the one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far?
Oh, this dissonant music, too. What?
I think she's about to tell us that it isn't necessarily memory swapping. She just referred to it as parasitism, which implies that there's some of the original host left.
I've always assumed that there's something like that.
Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost.
That's what I thought.
About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host.
Right.
That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way.
I guess at this point, he is very used to fishing out these memories.
Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories.
You didn't answer my question. Okay, you did answer my question, but I'm gonna follow up on that.
By asking it again!
I'm telling you, it was me.
Oridaru, yeah!
Why are you making me repeat myself?
Because your main model isn't moving its mouth and it's creeping me out.
This body language is very, classic Japanese criminal, as a sort of, thing you might get from, I don't know, a Yakuza.
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
That's right. It was me.
Mm-hmm.
How?
That explains how we saw the memory of So and Monica then.
Yeah. How does he know about the original Cyclops killer? And something else was troubling me.
What's going on here?
Give me the details of each crime.
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine?
Oh, very good point. Also, at this point, this means the killer's caught.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, we're assuming it's Rohan. Unless Rohan can get away, this jig's pretty much up here, isn't it? It's just that he killed everybody.
Yeah.
And not only that, You also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of.
Right. We know that from the other route, but how does this Date know that?
Why is that?
That's...
A good question.
Parallel worlds!
Regaining your memories, are you?
There we go.
Human memory is fractal. If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing.
That makes sense, regardless of how true it is. Consider that when you try to remember something, it's like looking for the right thread to pull.
Because when you grab the initial thing, you sort of remember everything else sequentially.
Right.
That's part of the memory.
Well, maybe not sequentially, but you can pull through it. For instance, I'm a big Three Kingdoms China fan, looking at like the actual history or like video games or the book or all kinds of things. But I only really engage with it every couple of years. And then I'll spend like a month or 2 months being all super into Three Kingdoms. I actually have to refresh my memory, and so I seek things out and start pulling threads, and it all starts coming back. So right now, I may not have access to this info off the top of my head, but it wouldn't actually take that much work to be able to, once again, have that information off the top of my head.
Fascinating.
Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain. Gradually, slowly, taking its time. I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure.
Huh.
Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
That does seem to be what was happening with Date every time he encountered Iris and remembered like the patty cake. Yeah. I knew about the prototype from regaining my memory.
Every time he'd see something connected to the body's original memories,
Ba-bump.
ba-bump. And Date recalls something that either Saito or Falco would have known.
Is that right? No, that's not it.
It isn't?
Parallel worlds exist.
Ha! Morphogenetic field, it hasn't entirely been Uchikoshi making fun of Uchikoshi, har har har. I mean, I just sort of threw out the idea of that was what was necessary for the locks, was morphogenetic field parallel worldsism, but yeah, maybe it is.
Now then, who the hell are you?
Saito. Saito Sejima.
Let's see.
Congressman Sejima's son.
Could that be the case?
Because 89 was the person that Shoko kept visiting.
That much we definitely know.
And 89 was willing to help Renju.
So that would mean that the person in 89's body is Rohan and not Saito.
Yes?
If he's telling the truth, then that would mean that Saito swapped with Falco because Date is in Saito's body.
Right.
Then Saito in Falco's body was the person we were talking to when we did 89 Somnium in this very route? Who was that?
I don't know.
Was that Shoko? That's not what the memories seem to indicate.
Right.
But it could have been, that person, however, could have been Rohan. Well, it's like this. It was in the Sagan house where Boss strode in and arrested Rohan and Falco. So that means that Rohan would have that place and what happened there as a memory as well.
Yeah.
If the killer is Saito,
then why would 89 have that memory if he wasn't?
No, I just explained. Falco and Rohan were at the Sagan house where the Somnium that was labeled number 89 took place. Rohan would have those events in his mind.
Right.
There. Couldn't be anybody other than Rohan, because we talked to number 89.
Ah, okay. I had gotten confused. I was kind of going the same way, but in a drastically different direction.
Remember that the story that number 89 told to Date about Falco was from the perspective of the person in Falco's body.
Okay.
They would have access to that memory as well.
Okay, yeah, alright, that makes sense.
So we weren't right, but we had the entire concept right.
Yes.
It just makes more sense that it's Rohan and Saito working together in like the main route on the far right side that we were just at. I still think that's probably true. That's why I'm saying that it's Rohan. Because we still get the commits, like the goes insane and commits suicide detail.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's possible that he's just lying.
The villain being Saito, the person who our protagonist is occupying the body of, is way more interesting.
That's true. That's true.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly.
So if what they're saying is true, then we had everything right, we just missed a step.
Yeah.
There was one extra swap in there.
But I cannot find any images of him on the internet. He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any photographs.
Almost like what he looks like is some sort of national secret. Keep going!
Fine. I still have time.
What does that mean?
Time before what?
Time?
You'll see.
Hmm.
So, where do you want me to start?
It's just past midnight on Tuesday. Shoko was killed on Friday. If we think of that as day 1, today is day 5. What was Saito doing those days? I decided to ask him. Well, let's start at the beginning.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife. That made calling Renju easy. I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep. Synced. Switched personalities.
Then pop.
And then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick. I took Shoko to Bloom Park by car, using the old abandoned subway line. Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished. I tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses. After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki.
Mizuki, Daddy got caught up in something serious.
Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive.
Why, though? And the next day?
Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first. I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6. I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me. That's when Ota saw us. Anyway, I put her in the car, then headed to the chemical plant. On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies.
The kind of thick glee in her voice.
After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death. Then I put his body in an empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier.
Yeah, it's like the thing that we missed was, since we assumed that Date is in Saito's body, we were thinking that there wasn't an additional switch.
Yeah.
That was just the switch. So.
Right, because of the similarities between Date and 89.
I put that in the trunk of the car, then headed to Sunfish Pocket. But then, something I didn't anticipate happened. Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car.
That was Ota, of course.
It was Ota.
I mean, I'm not saying too much about this, because we know all this.
Yeah, the game's catching up.
He asked me something about being able to drive. He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him. But I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret. That's what that thing referred to in Ota's Nile messages, by the way.
Of course, in this route, Date didn't find this stuff out.
You're right.
In the other routes on the left-hand side, we got through the details of all this stuff.
And just like that, I managed to escape a bad situation and headed to Sunfish Pocket as planned.
Yeah, don't sound so proud of yourself.
The rest went exactly as you already figured out.
And the next day?
Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh, I am, of course, referring to Iris. I didn't want to draw suspicion, so I decided to attend, as planned.
And you were actually able to do it? Do the podcast?
That's pretty surprising.
I went to Lemniscate and performed my job. And when I left, I ran into you, Date. To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were onto me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right? Then you synced into my mind.
Man, she is really having a lot of fun with these lines.
Yes, she is, and I appreciate that.
She's doing really good, and, like, being able to chew the scenery is always so fun in a performance.
But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me. I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy.
Now here we have something very, very important. Because after this is when the Great Awakening happened.
That's true.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Because the Great Awakening happened, and that led to the murder attempt of Iris, which hasn't happened yet in the chronology.
No. Not on this route. In any case, we're about to find out. But the thing was, in one of the routes at least, when the Awakening happened, Iris, that is to say Saito, took the knife from Mayumi.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, we still haven't gotten to that.
So I asked you to take me to Marble. I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred. I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him.
Right. In this timeline, Ota tased him at Marble.
So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble. He did as I instructed him to do.
He is, after all, the thrall.
After that, I got into the van with Ota. But because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sejima residence. Of course, I knew I couldn't just walk up and ring the doorbell. Hello, Father. It's been a long time.
Oh, another detail. So if this is Saito, then that means when 89 called So, see, we were thinking that was Saito and that was the end of the chain, but there was that extra step, so that...
Yeah, if this is Saito, we need to figure out who's in 89.
Right, so that means the person who called So was either Rohan or Shoko in the body of 89.
Yeah.
I was also in Iris's body at the time.
Double irony, I suppose.
But I thought I could use that to my advantage.
That's ridiculous. The double fatherness.
So I pushed on the intercom, and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this. I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you.
So that is how she got him. Okay, and we still haven't gotten to Hitomi talking to So. I'm just going through the other details that we don't have the answers to yet. Okay.
He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed, and got into the van with me. We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m.
Without his bodyguards?
By the time I was in the body of Sosajima, it was a new day.
Go on.
This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I arrived around 1, then prepared for the show for a couple hours. Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris. Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you saw it in the video. Of course, I didn't anticipate Ota would show up. What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly?
That also means that in 2 of the routes, Ota was kind of able to kick his butt. Well, relatively speaking.
Right.
But not this one.
That annoyed me to no end, and I took that out on him. Dressing him up in the polar bear was an impromptu plan on my part. I didn't mean to make you think he was the killer.
That's okay, we didn't really think he was.
I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning.
It also means that it doesn't matter to Saito what DNA evidence is left. He's never going to be there that long for it to matter.
Yeah.
I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
And the next day...
there isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years.
We didn't know that, but neither are we surprised.
The two shared a terrible secret. Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately.
Well, that terrible secret, of course, is about the person that we are playing.
Yes.
I injected her with a sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant. I synced with her, exchanged our bodies. And after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces. I stuffed the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier, then drove back to my house.
That means that in the Ota ending, Boss was Saito.
Yes. And then... Saito spoke with grace and no sign of remorse. I was trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions. Why did you display the bodies the way you did?
For kicks.
To harass you.
To send a message to Date.
I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park.
Okay.
That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they?
Oh my god. if what Saito says is true about even a fraction remaining being able to be built back up, is he trying to awaken the Saito in Date? Like make a copy of himself, kind of?
I was assuming that if it is Saito, that what he wants is his body back.
I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date.
Why did you take out your victim's eyes?
You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you?
Right.
That should explain it.
No reason to put him back in, I guess.
I knew. Prototype sync machine differed from the one at Abyss in a few key ways.
So why does Saito keep his memories and Date didn't? We just don't know.
Yeah, that's a question we need to keep in mind, though. The machine at Abyss is more sophisticated.
I liked the idea of eat the eye to regain the memory.
Nano cables from the sync gear enter through the gap between the eyeball and socket. They then travel down the optic nerve canal to the brain. But the prototype sync machine isn't so advanced. To perform a sync, you need to remove the left eye.
Right.
Manually. The subject and the syncer have to remove their eye from the socket. Otherwise, the cables cannot enter the brain. Of course, even with the eye removed, severing the connection to the brain isn't necessary. The extracted eyeball still has the optic nerve and blood vessels connected. After a sync, the eye is supposed to be replaced back in the socket. It's supposed to be safe. Side effects are rare. Unless the nerve or blood vessels are damaged somehow, replacing the eyeball isn't too difficult.
So we've been told.
So why did you take out your victim's eyes?
Of course, I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them.
The villain of the game of Eye, with all the eyes, can't not care about eyes. Someone has to care about eyes at some point here.
All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sync.
I mean, no reason to put him back. But why?
And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
But why the feeding, then?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
Why
That's
bother?
obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me.
And I would totally buy that if it weren't for the consumed eye that we found out in one of the endings.
Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway.
I mean,
Alright, where are the eyeballs that you removed?
now, it could have been that this was also to get at Date by being extra violent and gross.
Shoko's is in Renju.
Mm-hmm.
Renju's is in Iris.
Uh-huh.
Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss.
That smirk.
Their stomachs, I mean.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them. Immediately after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
Why didn't the sync victims resist after waking?
Ah, the prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body, and a stimulant to the host after a sync.
I like how he's referring to this sync machine as if its purpose were to swap personalities.
That kept them docile.
Well, possibly that might have been the original plan.
Yeah,
And
we just don't know.
The other stuff is just a side effect.
What's your motive, other than to get at me?
Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you.
Well, we definitely correctly identified that the villain's motive was revenge against Date.
It's personal.
Yeah, it is, because the body.
That's why I chose people close to you as targets. Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me. But don't ask. It's embarrassing.
Revenge against me? Why?
It also could have something to do with Falco, like the original Falco, but what would he have to do with Saito?
Yeah.
There's not a connection there as far as we know, which is another one of the reasons...
Why we thought it was Rohan.
Right.
This series of murders was like a journey for me, you know? Traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is?
I mean, of course I see where this is going. Man, are you saying that eye eating was literally nothing but a red herring?
I guess so. I like your theory if that makes you feel better.
You're home. A trip is only complete
right.
once you return.
This is what I was saying. Wants the body back.
Yep. The same goes for me. When I return home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
Now, we never had any idea of why there was a sync and a personality swap between Saito and Falco.
Right.
But, I mean, we've known for a long time that it happened.
Yeah, all the evidence was there.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it.
Oh?
I miss my brain, Date.
I don't want these stinking emotions. They get in my damn way, he's saying.
Jesus!
I want to feel this pleasure when I engage in my hobby. All these other brains have everything connected right, and it effing sucks. I don't like it.
Jeez.
No matter how many people I chose, it never worked. I never felt happy.
That euphoria.
I feel miserable.
Well, you should feel miserable.
Good! You should feel bad, you psychopath!
You mean?
I just feel no sympathy for you.
Oh, cry me a river.
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
I wonder what Peter's thinking at this point, like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
Yeah, he should be here.
That's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date?
Porno mag. Well, consider the brain does work properly with Aiba and the dosage.
You're right.
Perhaps the porno mag isn't just a joke, but is actually something like a side effect or intentional of making the brain work right instead of the broken brain that Saito originally had.
By tying the euphoria to porn instead of murder?
Yeah, like intentionally that. and with like an exterior unit meant to constantly keep working on this.
I see. Okay, so the porno power-up is a story element.
Maybe.
This body is yours?
That's what I've been telling you!
Yeah, it was a little hard to believe.
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
That is because I regularly supplement it. They must have increased your dosage too much.
No, but the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
That is what I believed as well.
Well...
But we must have misunderstood.
And that was another reason that we went to Rohan instead of Saito. We knew that the original Cyclops killer was Saito.
Right.
And so we assumed that the person who was punished for being the original Cyclops killer was Saito.
Yeah.
Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned. Only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
That must be it. Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain.
Man, we were so close.
I know, I'm really sad.
Pewter must have known that.
I mean, it's way more interesting with Saito.
Oh no, I agree. I'm not like saying, it wasn't what we thought it was, this game sucks or nothing like that.
Just we missed one last step in there.
No way.
I was understandably confused. I didn't understand any of it.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point.
Okay, and we'll be determining those specifics using Saito as our starting point next time, because this has gone on for a long time, and it's awesome, but, I mean, we're out of time.